I found out why. There needs to be a little bit of intake work done to get this intake manifold to actually fit with the navigator heads. So I found out when you set this intake manifold on top of here, it hits on the front right here and right there. And as you can see, I marked it out with the gaskets here, and that's pretty much how far I can go without running into issues. So essentially what I'm doing right here is just doing a little bit on the actual port itself without actually messing anything up. So I've just set the intake on there so y'all can see. It's just barely hitting. Okay, right there. And same for the back. Alrighty, I didn't film the process. Yep, I didn't feel like it. But take this gasket out of the way. Grind it down. A little right there. So I got a little bit left to do right there. I don't think I really have to grind it right there though necessarily. But right here, I think this front half is actually good. I've grinded it down enough. Still got a little bit left to do back here. It's going pretty good actually, a lot better than I thought. So whenever I come back to y'all, hopefully this intake is actually fitted on there real nice and easy and beautiful like. All right, so as you can see, I have all this on there now, but still working on getting these ports fitted up to get this intake manifold on there. And I've went to Lowe's, and because at first I was using these little the cutoff wheels, the little cutoff wheels. And it wasn't doing too bad, but it was kind of slow and it didn't look really well. So I went out to Lowe's and I bought myself one of these rotary bits, and it works really well, and it's coming out really clean along there. Obviously, I'm gonna have to vacuum all this out. This is really bad, but since I got these valve covers on and intake ports covered, it should be fine. I'm gotten it down in there really good. Getting this one good. Got it over here really nice and good. This one's nice and good. So is this one over here. So yeah, just kind of working down the line on this side now. The Dremel did die, so I'm waiting on that to charge. I'll come back to you guys whenever I get the Dremel charged up. And I'll kind of show you how everything's going. I'll probably videotape me doing this if I can. Try to get some videos of me doing it, since I haven't really filmed too much of what I'm doing on this video. More or less, this video has just been kind of me talking, I guess. But I'll try to get some more footage of the stuff I'm actually doing in this video. Especially since it's pretty neat and cool like this and unique. Not a lot of people do it. All right, so I'm back. I did not film the process at all of me doing this because I really couldn't find a way to get the phone set up because I don't have a tripod and all like that. So I just was like, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and knock it out and then kind of show you how I did it. And it fits really well, like perfect. But as you can see, I'm very proud of my work. I think I did a really good job. All that in there has all been grinded down to fit. So essentially what I did to get this shape right here, so I'll know it will fit perfectly. I may have already explained this, but I'm going to explain it again. For the people who are watching who might want to put navigator heads onto their O&Co remoter and be able to fit the intake manifold on it. Because the intake manifold will not fit at all if you don't do this. So if I set the gasket on right here, as you can see, I had traced out the shape of the gasket. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect to the exact shape of the gasket. Honestly, it probably doesn't even need to be this far in really at all. Because when I set the intake manifold down there, I still got a little bit of wiggle room. So in theory, I really didn't have to get it all the way around here. But it makes it a lot better if you do. It'll work a lot better. Same obviously for this side. But yeah. It's pretty easy. It takes a little bit of time, but not too hard. And if you're like me and doesn't have too many special tools, you can use just a Dremel for this job. And that's exactly what I did. And as you can see, got one of these little rotary bits or whatever that you want to call them on there. And it worked really well at getting this thing into shape. And that's all I used was this right here. At first I tried some like other bits and whatnot, and they worked, but very slowly and sucked at it. But that right there just did so well. And obviously make sure you have your ports and everything like that covered up. I got these valve covers on there, so I don't gotta worry about nothing getting into the actual motor. And I don't have the oil pan on, but since it's down under right there, and it should all be good. But now the intake manifold sits down perfectly, sits down flush onto there. I did look it up before buying these navigator heads, and people were like, oh, it's not, I mean, you gotta do all this extensive head work to them and everything. I'm like that, and I'm like, it can't be that bad, what a way. But nobody said of what you had to do. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna wing it, because it can't be that much of a difference that I had to make. And it wasn't, it really wasn't that much of a difference. And it turned out really well. I would set the intake manifold on there, but I'm not going to. I'm probably not even going to use this intake manifold. I'm thinking of either getting this one sent off to machine shop, or I'm going to buy a short runner intake manifold, because this one, it's got metal wall in it from when the other motor blew up, and I don't want to risk cleaning it out, getting it on the motor, and then my new motor eating a chunk of whatever, chunk of piston, a piston nugget. I don't want my motor to eat that, and then, you know, some catastrophic damage happens because it ate a piston nugget, you know. I want nothing to happen. So that one will probably not be used. It's a like 60-40% chance right now that one's probably not going to get used, but we'll just have to wait and see. It's another day. Another freaking day. We got the timing chain kit in. Luckily, Rock Auto had my back. We got everything here. I didn't need the sprockets or nothing like that, because I'm using the Ford OEM sprockets right here. Yeah, because I don't trust any of the aftermarket sprockets. I just don't trust them. We're going to go ahead and take these chains off right here, because these are the cheapo chains that I'm just kind of using to set them in place. But we can go ahead and take these bad boys off, and then put the good ones on. And then we can actually start timing this bad boy real nice and good. All right, so here's what I'm going to do to get this from popping out. Plan A didn't work. We had to go to plan B, because plan A, the freaking thing from the other one over there, was too short. So plan B was use a drill bit. So now we should just be able to slide this mumbo jumbo off of there. Hold on, man. All right, got both these bad boys pointed straight down. So now we'll go ahead and unbox the new secondary and put the secondary on these gears right here. Take this shitty one, throw it away. Get these gears, put this new one on, slap the R on there, and do the same to the other side, and we'll just keep on going with the actual timing. Boom. Let me just show y'all real quick before I fully get this side in. But if we look down here, this mark is lined up exactly. And as you can see, I mean, there's a little bit of slack in there because, for one, the tensioner's on. And even whenever I do get the tensioner on, there's still gonna be a little bit of slack because there's gonna be no oil pressure going to that tensioner. Up here, this color link is matched up with that dot right there. And you want to get both of these cams. I like to look at the gears themselves, and as you can see that little dot right there, I like to get it marked up with this right here on the whatever, you know what I mean. But I like to get that lined up. And it's like that on both sides. The motor is now timed. So as you can see, we got the mark down here lined up. Those two right there. It's lined up here. Those are all lined up. These are all lined up. Lined up. Can't see it, but it is lined up. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. She's ready. Just need to get the thingy that the crank sensor picks up, this thing right here. Make sure that these teeth are facing forward. And now I can get the timing chain cover on. Brand new everything on this valve cover. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh yeah. First coat. All right, so moving on to the second one right here. Here's the outcome of the first one, the driver's side. And to be honest with you, turned out a lot better than I expected. It's not bad at all. This is like 2 or 3 coats of clear coat and probably like 3 or 4 coats of Sonic Blue. Now moving on this one, I got the first light coat on there. Boom, the valve covers are done. And honestly, they turned out pretty dang good. I'm pretty happy with them. I'm very happy with them. Got the SVT all glued back up on there. It's on there, it's glued up on there a lot better than it was before, because before it was wanting to peel up and wasn't good, but now she's stuck on there good. There's a little bit like right here, but I sanded this for so long and I could not get it out. It was inevitable. I mean, I tried so hard to get this to come out, but I just couldn't. For the most part, these things look freaking beautiful. They look really good. You can tell I probably put a little bit too much paint right here on this valve cover. But, I mean, if you're just looking at it in the engine bay, it's gonna look pretty good. They're gonna look freaking good. But the engine is pretty much ready to go on the motor. The only thing is the water pump and the oil pan, and that's boring stuff. So next video, you guys will be seeing me putting this motor into the car. That will be the next video. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of today's video. And yeah, motor's complete and she is ready to drop into the car.